to build your business. So I personally use it in all different types of way. I might zoom into a party to be the expert. I can zoom in for a sit down. I can zoom in for a new brand partner's fast start game plan. Many different ways to basically, if you need to be in the room with someone, to put your face in the room with them. So if you've not signed up for an account, this is the first step. You need to go to zoom.us and then enter your email, sign up for a free account. It limits the amount of time per meeting that you have, but it's a really good option for most people. If you need a bigger, a longer, or a limitless time amount meeting, or oh my gosh, Jennifer, a bigger amount of people in the meeting, then you can upgrade it through these plans and pricing here. Once you've done that, then you'll have to upload it to your screen. And then you get this little lovely thing. So I'm going to kind of go through each thing. So you can start with your video, and that's going to start a Zoom meeting for you. And if you look right here, here is the meeting ID for you. So let's say I hopped on here and I wanted you to join me. I would give you this meeting ID right here, and then you would be able to get into this meeting with me. Ooh, that's a horrible angle. So that's that. I'm going to show you a couple other things and we'll come back to this. When you click on end meeting, you can either leave the meeting so that the meeting goes on without you, or end meeting for all. So I'm ending it for all. Then you can start without video, obviously. If you're going to join a meeting with someone else, this is where you would click join. You would type in the meeting ID that they gave you and join. And oh my gosh, I don't want to do that. And then you would be entered into their meeting. You can actually schedule a meeting. So let's say that tomorrow I have a meeting with Jill at noon. I can go ahead and schedule it here for tomorrow at noon. And that way it's going to give me a specific code for just this meeting with Jill. You can require a meeting password so that you can protect it. And so that whenever you join this meeting, the guest will be prompted to enter the password so you can keep people out of your meeting, I guess. And then click schedule. And then if you look right here on meetings, gracious, you'll see that I have a meeting scheduled with Jill tomorrow at noon. And when I'm ready to start this meeting, I go to meetings and I click start right here. I can also edit the details of this at any time, the date, the time, whatever, the name of it. You can also delete it, and then you can copy it. So if I copy, what happens is it's copied to my clipboard, then I can paste it into an email or a text message or whatever. And let me figure out, I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it in the chat whenever we get in the meeting so you can see how it copies. And also under meetings, you get your own personal meeting ID whenever you join Zoom. So this would be my personal meeting ID room. And I don't use this for everything because sometimes so many people know this number that I'm afraid somebody might pop into something that I'm doing. So a lot of times I just schedule it. But you could also edit this and change it to whatever you want as long as it's not taken already. But maybe something like your phone number or something. I just made it something I wouldn't forget. So I'm going to go back to this and start a meeting so you can see what you do once you're inside of Zoom. So I'm going to, again, because I just started a random meeting, gosh, my hair is crazy. This is the meeting ID, but if I would have done it for my personal meeting ID room, it would have been in there. I'm going to maximize this. Once you maximize it, you cannot see the meeting ID anymore, so you'll need to escape if you want to get out of the big screen. So I'm going to just show you really quick on this chat what that would look like if I pasted what I copied to guest. So I'm just going to put it here. So this is what you would be sending there. Hi there. And then it tells you all this. It tells you the Zoom code, how to get it, a phone number in case you can't zoom into it, international, all of that. So while I'm on the topic of chatting, I'm going to show you. So every Zoom room has a chat like this if it's an actual meeting and not a webinar. This is defaulted to everyone. So if I type a message here, it goes to everyone. Okay, hello. Now, if there were specific people in here, if you click on this, it would drop down. You could choose specific people and send a private chat to that one person. Just remember when you want to go back to chatting with everyone, go back to everyone. Okay, so that's the chat. Over here, this is really important. Obviously, I'm not muted, but I could mute myself if I wanted. Unmute. If you look here, though, this arrow, this is big. So, like if I were to plug my computer right now into the TV, If this was still clicked on built-in internal speaker, then my voice would come out of the computer speaker, but we want it to come out of the TV. So you just have it, you want to click on this and make sure it's on whatever your source is, HDMI, if I had it hooked into a TV or whatever. So I'm just showing you this so you can troubleshoot, like if someone is like, oh, I can't hear anything, you need to make sure this is where you would test your audio portion of your Zoom. You can stop the video. So I have in my settings, I have a picture uploaded. So if I'm ever on here and don't want you to see me, then I click stop video, and this is what shows to the guest. This is just another thing if you wanted to select a different camera. You can invite people while you're on here. Manage participants is big. Now, of course, since it's just me, you can't see the participants, but typically they would be listed below me. And then I have the option next to them will be something similar to this where I can mute them from here manually. I can request they turn on their video, or here from these commands, you can mute all guests, and then it allows them to unmute themselves, or you can disallow that. You can unmute everyone, and then here you can choose to mute the participants once they enter the meeting, so that like once you've started your meeting, you're not going to have people accidentally coming in 10 minutes later with like a crying kid in the background that you didn't get a chance to mute. You can play enter and exit chimes, and then you can lock the meeting so that no one else can enter it once you've started. So I always go to this at the beginning, and then I click mute all before I start, so that everybody's not talking and they don't have to worry about muting themselves. The other thing I'm going to show you over here before we get to share screen is record. So I'm not going to do it because this is like the 5th time I've tried to record this training. And I'm afraid that was messing it up because I was accidentally recording like 2 things at once, or maybe I'm just not doing it right. But either way, when you click on record on mine, I have the option to record on my computer or record on iCloud. And so I record my computer. It'll say up here in this upper left hand recording, and there's a pause and a stop. So you would hit stop when you were finished recording, or once you ended the meeting for all, it would stop the recording. And then it gets converted to an MP4. Okay, so share screen is what I use a lot if I'm doing like a fast start game plan, and they can share the guests can share their screen with you as well. You can enable it right here for everyone to share their screens with each other, like if you were doing something collaborative. But normally I just use one at a time. So what happens when you share your screen is I can then go to, like, let's say the internet. Okay. And I can go to my website. So everything on my screen is what they will see on theirs. Okay. So then I'm going to get out of this. Now, let's say now I wanted to go to, I don't know, a picture or something. I would click new share. Otherwise, a lot of times they see a black screen. Oh, I'll just go to whiteboard. So whiteboard. Now this pops up. I can do whatever I want on here, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm going to stop share. You can pause the share if you want to go look for something. You don't want them to see your screen while you're looking, and then resume it, or you can stop it all the way. So I'm going to stop the screen share and show you that. And basically that's it. So when you're finished, then you would end the meeting. I'm going to go ahead and end it. End it for all, ends it all, duh. Or leaving the meeting, just you leave the room and the meeting goes on without you. So I hope that helps. You figure out how simple it is to utilize this in your business or anything else, even your private life. A lot of times when I'm traveling, like when I was in Australia, I used Zoom to talk to my kids because it uses Wi-Fi and not phone data, so it wasn't charging me. So anyway, hopefully this helps you figure out how to navigate it for yourself and see how simple it is to use, and hopefully you'll be able to find a way to make your life easier with it. This definitely made my life 1,000,000 times easier. So thanks guys, and this isn't going to end my recording. I'm going to have to end my recording up here. So bye.